Saint-Tropez is about 5 kilometers that way, and I think I've recovered enough from my little accident where I stopped my face from crashing into the ground by the use of my nose. So I got really lucky. The little scooter thing hit a pebble and over I went. That was not fun, but I got lucky because I didn't break anything. I didn't even get a nosebleed, so that was good. Anyway, probably in about an hour or so I'm gonna haul out of here and go to Saint-Tropez for the day. There's a lot of big expensive boats out there with very experienced captains. I'm not so experienced, so I mean this is the first time I'm pulling up one of these lines. They're often called slime lines because they live under the water, and when you pull in on a Mediterranean berth you pick up the line there, come forward with it, and then fix it on here, and it's attached to the bottom of the sea over there. Anyway, that's what we're up to today. Should be fairly simple. I've spoken to the people in Saint-Tropez, so I know to give them a call when I get there, and they'll give you about 2 hours of just free berth, just for the hell of it. So what we have here is a very busy port. You can't really... There's just a ton of boats coming in and out, and it's difficult to know quite where I'm supposed to go. It gets very complicated because you've got little local ferries like that boat, then you got little boats that kind of just go wherever they want because they're not on radio, and then you've got the bigger boats like this boat here, and smaller boats like me who doesn't speak the language that all the other boats are speaking, or most of them. Some of them speak in German and some of them speak in English. But it's still like, you know, you feel like listening to air traffic control in a foreign country because you're like, I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to sit behind this boat, and when he goes in, I'm going to go in and just let the controller know that I'm coming in behind this boat, which is a boat called Hola. Looks like an older boat, but it's really nice. There you can see the little boats just scoot in because they're not on radio. So the thing is, when I get in the harbour, I don't even know where the visitors' berths are because they don't mark it on the map. You'd think that would be a really good idea, but they just don't do that. Oh well. There's a very big boat coming out, and we're all waiting for him. I'm going to back up a little bit and just get out of his way. Would have been easier to take the ferry, but not as entertaining. Oh, Jesus. And the good thing is that everyone kind of knows what they're doing. Here on the radio, everyone's talking to everyone else, and everyone just seems to know where they're supposed to be. It's just busy. She just called me and said there is a tender coming out to meet me and they have a space for me, so I think that's the guy there. Well, that was a little hectic, but because I had to come in here, spin around and park right here, but with the kind assistance of the nice people from the captainry, we did good. The boat in front of me is huge. So there we go. Boat in Saint-Tropez. You see a smaller boat with bow thruster. Damn it. But we did good. We did good. But the interesting thing is that there's another kind of thing that reminds me of flying as well, in that I have the same kind of priority that this guy has. Now that boat is worth about, I don't know, 200 million. But when we're coming and going in the harbour master in charge doesn't give a shit. If he fucks up, he gets shouted at. Now he's less likely to fuck up than I am, but if either of us fuck up, we both get shouted at with the same French intensity. There's another ferry boat. Hello! There's a lot of those ferry boats coming and going. But man, that was a bit hectic coming in here. I kind of enjoyed it because I like the sort of intensity and learning new stuff. But man, I'm gonna go and buy a postcard from Saint-Tropez. Oh, little drone just flew over. There he goes. Oh, I love these little drones. I can't really fly my drone in situations like this because too much going on. This is too much going on. You can only do one thing at a time. I can't multitask, and neither can you, even though you think you can. I even managed to adjust my fenders to the correct height before I entered the harbour. That one needs tightening up a little bit. And this boat right ahead of us is about to pull out. Okay, the way this works is that you get 2 hours free at the port, just because you got to come in and do some shopping or pick up passengers, drop off stuff, whatever. So you get 2 hours free, and the other boats come and go as they please, and then after 2 hours you just up and leave. You don't owe any money. It's just like free parking. Oddly enough, Saint-Tropez started out as a little fishing village, and it still has little fishing boats all over the place. I mean, it kind of just got like super trendy in the 60s. Not sure why, but it just did. I think there was a need, and Saint-Tropez just ended up being the place. But yeah, little fishing boats all over the place. Fishing boats, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and super yachts. Possibly the slowest elevator I've ever ridden. Now I'm going to take me and my slightly dented nose and go back to the boat. And I don't know if I'm going to stay out of the marina for a night or whether I'm going to go back in the marina. I want to see how rolly it is. But Saint-Tropez is lovely. And the funny thing is that, as my friend Courtney pointed out, it doesn't matter how big these boats are. They're only allowed 12 actual passengers, because anything more than 12 guests makes it a passenger ship, and it's not a passenger ship. That gets very complicated. So 12 guests, very, very, very big boats, mostly for show. Yesterday I was going to come to Saint-Tropez, which is right here, on the ferry, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I have a boat. It took about 20 minutes to get here and about 45 minutes to get in the harbor because they were so busy. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I can go over there or I can go over there. And really, thanks for coming with me on this journey. Having my little camera, you to talk to, has made it a lot more interesting for me as a filmmaker and as a human, because it's like having you all with me. I mean, it's not quite like having you all with me. The whole boat would be a mess, but figuratively, spiritually, you guys are right here. The problem is that it's so hot on the boat. It's just not pleasant. I'm gonna try, but if it's, I mean, it's like, it's just so hot that you can't concentrate. It's not pleasant at all. Whereas if I'm in the marina, I can just turn on the air conditioning unit, which doesn't cool the whole boat, but it does blow cold air on me, which means I can edit and watch Netflix or whatever. But if I'm just sitting there, it might be too hot, so I might move back to the marina. Whatever I decide to do, cold beer right now is about perfect. Sometimes only a cold beer is good enough. I don't want freaking champagne, I don't want anything. I just want a cold freaking beer. Boom, beer. Make sure that the steering is in the right direction before we start going forward. Because when you're going back, the position of the rudder doesn't actually affect the direction of the boat much. But as soon as you flip around to go forward, if the rudders are pointing in the wrong direction, that's the direction you're going in. Nice little exit from Saint-Tropez. I'm just letting the anchor out because I wanted to just kind of moor again. The sea's pretty smooth, and so, you know, it's kind of good practice. But I think the revelation I had was, it's the heat that's killing me. I can't moor out anywhere like this if it's just too hot. So I think what I need to do is either get one of my defunct generators working again, or toss them and buy a good new generator. The little Chinese one that I've got is a good backup. It's small, it's 2-stroke, it's a little bit noisy, but it freaking works. And that's kind of all that matters when you really need a generator. But it's not enough to power the air conditioning. Although suddenly I get a cool breeze blowing across me and I'm like, oh man, maybe I don't need it after all. There's so many moving goalposts in this game. I decided I didn't like this spot. It's just a little bit too rolly, so I'm gonna go the other side of the bay. Being on this side of the bay is definitely I mean, the sea's a little bit choppy, but it's not got that rolly swell thing going on. So I think I'm good here. And it seems like the anchor has dug in. It looks fairly rocky down there, but I might even go for a swim later. Salty. Salty water. So now what I have to do is take off my fins, because I can't really climb the ladder with fins, and then climb up the ladder. I moved across the bay to the south side of the bay thinking it might be a little bit less crazy, and it's actually worse. We've got the worst situation where, oh fuck, helicopters coming over, where the wind is blowing at 90 degrees from the swell. So the swell is hitting the boat completely sideways, and it just causes it to rock like 20 degrees, 20 degrees, 20 degrees. So that's a 40-degree rock, which is a lot. So yeah, the swell and the wind, when they're at 90 degrees to each other, I'm not exaggerating, this is how much the boat is rocking right now. It's not like it doesn't really bother me, but it becomes unsafe because you can't move around the boat at all, because you'll fall, you'll bang your head, you'll hurt yourself. So I'm just waiting. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the swell coming in. It looks like nothing. It looks beautiful. But what it does is it causes my boat and other motorboats to rock. Not sure how I'm going to carry it. This thing is going to make my life a lot more pleasant. And sorry, I'm a bit sweaty, but it's 35 degrees still. It's just this heat wave won't go away. We're on about day 40 now, and it's like 60-65% humidity. Kills you. I mean, it's okay if you don't do anything, if you're just hanging out drinking a beer, because it's a little bit of a breeze, which is enough to make it decent. But if you do anything, if you exert yourself at all, then your body just goes bah.